Pugilism Company. Read BBS. BBS. Blackbird Sugar. Little post-fight podcast from the Showtime doubleheader featuring Erislandy Lara versus Brian Castaño and Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer. I vividly recall the fallout from the tragic events of September 11th, 2001. After that day, the United States, they cracked down big time on background checks and documentation, birth certificates, etc., etc. And this trickled down to athletics, to sports, to baseball, and even some suspect to boxing. In baseball, we had two Cuban pitchers, brothers, Levon and El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, two big-time major league pitchers. After 9/11, we learned that they were 2, 3, 4 years older than the ages that they were listing. Most notably, in the Little League World Series, there was a Dominican kid by the name of Danny Almonte. He was throwing no-hitters and perfect games in the Little League World Series. 76-mile-per-hour fastball, all that. Come to find out, he was 2 years over the Little League World Series age limit, which is a perfect segue into why I think Erislandy Lara and Luis Ortiz didn't necessarily look how we thought they should have looked against the level of competition they were faced with. Lara, he's reportedly going to be 36 in April, but is he really 36? Erislandy, controversial verdict, Lara. He's the master of arguably winning or losing fights. My man is 25, 3-3, 14 KOs. Most felt he beat Tall Paul Williams, a fight he lost. He avenged the technical draw against Vanes Martirosyan. Many thought he beat Canelo Alvarez. Some, not me, but some thought he even beat Jared Hurd. Now, Brian Castaño was who we thought he was. Last podcast, Pugilism Company, we broke him down to his very last compound. Like KRS once said. The official verdict split draw 114, 114, 115, 113, 113, 115. Neither man clearly won or lost, in my opinion, so a draw was fitting. And shout out to Erickson Lubin, who predicted a draw. That's what's up. How many dudes predict draws? So shout out to Erickson Lubin and his boxing acumen. I was listening to Dante's Boxing Nation earlier. Shout out to Dante. And he noticed the same thing I noticed. Lara, he actually hurt Castaño a time or two, but he didn't capitalize on it. I was even texting Sarge about this earlier today, and Sarge was like, shit, Lara felt Castaño's pressure and power, and he was concerned about his energy level. That age, y'all, that age, that's what I'm saying, that age. Y'all saying maybe Lara had an off night? I'm saying maybe Lara, who's listed at 36, maybe he had a 38, 39-year-old night. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he had one of them nights. Maybe that's what that was. As for Luis King Kong Ortiz, he improves to 31-1, 26 KOs. Unanimous decision over Christian Hammer. The cards were 100 to 90 and 99, 91, two times. Ortiz, he was unenthused, but Hammer was inspired. Hammer came to fight, man. Ortiz, he got that prime Larry Holmes, that prime Riddick Bowe body. And he's allegedly going to be 40 on March 29th. Or is it more like 43 or 45? And don't even get me started on Guillermo Rigon, though. All these Cuban dudes, I love my Cuban brothers, love my Cuban fighters, and they're still very much competitive. I'm just saying they're probably older than we think they are, which leads to off nights like this. Like, for real, Ortiz, he fought like a middle-aged man who wasn't on his performance-enhancing drugs. That is what that is. From the home of the three-piece combos, Pugilism Company. Read BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.